There are some instances where the groom wants something a little different, or there are instances where they want all of the groomsmen and the groom to be identical, but obviously colours and wedding theme play a role too. For instance, black tie, all the guys are going to be in tuxedos or a version of tuxedos, so it's all about, maybe the fabric, but it might be a different design for the groom. It might be a double-breasted jacket for the groom, something a little different for him. I've just had a friend come in today to pick up his suit. He's actually just gone for a simple thing as a different coloured shirt. So he's got a white shirt for himself, and he's got light blue shirts for all the groomsmen. They've all got the same suit fabric, a really nice linen. And then he's just gone for a different pair of shoes, something a bit more formal than the groomsmen. So just little things, but there's still that cohesion through the suit fabric, which I think is the main way of pulling it all together. But again, the benefit of having the choice of, I guess, personalization is you can really do anything, but it really is what you're trying to achieve when you're creating it. Yeah, so when it comes to colours, I do think there is an element of having to discuss or pay attention to what the bridal party are wearing, and because a lot of the photos are going to be taken together, so you don't want that clash of colours. Sticking to neutral colours, or basic, so more plain
navy,
colours.
charcoal.
Yeah, exactly.
Greens.
Yeah. Or if for summer wedding, some of those more kind of beigey or earthy linen tones. That can be just an easy way to do it. And then for pops of colour, if we're talking about groom and groomsmen, could be something as simple as like the pocket square or the tie or the lining of the suit, little things like that.
And then I imagine that you have to make sure that whatever that pop of colour is, it works across the whole wedding. You can't have a green pocket square and then all the flowers are red or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the details, and that can be an issue. And so you do have to be mindful. That's where the theme can really play a good role, because you might have a guest who comes in something totally out of theme or out of colour for what's there. But yeah, that's a good rule to play by. There's no right or wrong way to approach it. It really depends on what the client wants or what you want on the big day. When we're suggesting it to our wedding groups, a nice easy way for us to do it is to have the same fabric tied through the groom and the groomsmen, but to differentiate with just a small detail, like I mentioned, maybe doing a double-breasted, a waistcoat, pick stitching, small details that can be different, but there isn't really a right or wrong way.
If you're going to be wearing black tie, chances are everyone's going to be wearing the same black tie.
Black tie's evolved a lot recently. We see photos every day of new crazy jackets and colours that are still within the black tie theme. We're doing pink dinner jackets and browns and purples, and people can take it one way and the groom can wear something totally crazy and everyone else is just in black tie. That can be really fun. And I've been to a wedding where the groom wore a pink suit, and it was an all white kind of themed party, which was really out there. No one knew it was happening, but it was really cool. It really depends on what the groom's comfortable with. A lot of them just want to be in their party all the same and just part of that kind of friendly kind of group. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Yeah, so obviously when it comes to design options, which we call them, there's things which are noticeable to people looking at you, and then there's the ones that are noticeable to you when you're wearing them. So I'll give you an example, like contrasting pick stitching on the lapel, or a different coloured buttonhole. They're noticeable. Things that aren't noticeable but are really nice for let's say the groom to wear would be like an unstructured jacket, or a soft shoulder, or unlined or no lining or half lining for a summer wedding, or a softer waistband. These are all things that we offer, which can be really nice for the groom. But again, no one's probably going to notice them, but they're going to feel comfortable and feel better when they're wearing them, and they can be quite fun to play around with as well.
As well as, I suppose, that being able to monogram, say, the date of the wedding on the inside of your blazer.
Exactly. So that's something that a lot of our wedding parties go for, the monogram. And, some are funny, some are, special to the day. And again, no one's really going to see them, but they're fun to add. And it makes that garment piece, unique and special in the long run.
What an amazing thing to be able to reach into your closet and grab a navy suit. And every time you put that on for work, you open it up and there's the wedding date.
Yeah, exactly. It's that reminder of a great day.
So let's talk about dress codes. How strict are they? How do you decide what dress code to set? How do you decide if you even want a dress code?
Yeah, so dress codes are changing a lot and they vary a lot nowadays. Obviously a black tie event keeps it simple, people understand it. There's some in-between ones which are a bit more vague, but still have rules around them. But again, those rules are kind of relaxing. Cocktail theme, things like that. I think when setting the theme, it pays to maybe add a bit more detail, just so the guests can be across it, because you can't really get angry at someone for wearing something that you didn't want them to when the dress code was dress to impress or beach wedding or something. I think giving some ideas, some photos, maybe some bullet points around what you're expecting helps the guests and will mean that the photos turn out probably a bit better for you.
How does the dress code work with the venue or the location of the wedding? Are they closely related? Is that something you should be thinking about from the start of the process of organising your wedding?
Yeah, I think, there are some basic rules like beach wedding or summer wedding at a beach or a, tropical area. You want to stick to your linens, more casual approach. I think it can sometimes be a lot to ask people to stand in, the south of France in the middle of summer in black tie. But it looks amazing. But I think, subtle things like, being comfortable. So linens in summer, some people want to do no shoes on the beach, things like that. I think you need to be mindful of guests, but really, it's up to you. I mean, sometimes some really crazy outfits can look really cool and a bit out of context at certain locations. And the photos look amazing, and people like getting dressed up in certain areas. Yeah, I mean, black tie in its simplest form really means a dinner jacket or a tuxedo for the men, and a formal dress for the ladies. But again, the term is relaxing a bit, loosening up a bit. I believe that black tie, you should probably try and wear a bow tie if you can. But, as we were talking about earlier, black tie has changed a lot. There's a lot of colors and, crazy things coming with dinner jackets, but I still think the bow tie really brings it all together.
So black tie doesn't necessarily mean black, it more represents a level of formality.
Yeah, correct. In this day and age, it can really mean the formal side of it, the bow tie, but not necessarily meaning you have to wear a black suit.
A midnight navy tuxedo, perfectly fine, a velvet tuxedo.
Yeah, I mean, even, we've done a lot of the cream dinner jackets, the white linen dinner jackets. They all tie into the black tie theme, and they all work well within it. I mean, you're still going to get people dressing up, looking amazing. But it really depends on what the wedding party want. But the term is becoming a bit more relaxed in this day and age.
When it comes to a cocktail dress code or a lounge suit dress code, what does that entail? In today's day and age, what does that mean you can wear? What does it mean that you should be wearing? Yeah,
so lounge essentially means for the men, be wearing a suit. A wool suit, kind of your classic 2-button, notch or peak lapel, jacket and pants. Again, I think tie is optional. Within Australia, it's probably fine to do shirt, jacket, pants. For cocktail, it could be dressing up just a little bit more, maybe adding a tie, a pocket square, But definitely a jacket and pants, and on both occasions, definitely pants. Yeah, so smart casual basically means you can start to play around with mixing and matching. You know, I've got on a navy jacket, you know, charcoal pants. That's kind of a nice look for a smart casual. Could be, you know, in Australia, chinos with a navy blazer, a nice crisp white shirt, loafers probably.
Sneakers?
Sneakers, I probably wouldn't advise for a wedding. I don't think it'd be well received by the bridal party, unless it's specifically said in the dress code that they were happy with it. I think, you know, make the effort. It's a nice chance to get dressed up. There's going to be photos. You want to look good.
Shorts?
Again, shorts, it really depends on what the dress code is. You know, we've had bridal parties who have worn shorts, like a linen short and jacket combination for the wedding, which looked amazing. I think then it would permit it. But don't forget, there's also recovery parties, welcome parties. There's a chance to get, you know, different outfits for different days. So, but again, it really depends on the rules set by the bridal party. So when we set about creating Institchu, we identified quite a few pain points with off the rack and hiring. Hiring is usually quite expensive, and you're getting a pretty bad quality suit that someone else has probably worn the night before. It's usually quite a thick, heavy suit to try and withstand the beating that they get at these weddings over and over again. Off the rack can be difficult for a lot of people when it comes to sizing. It can be very difficult to get the right sizes for all of your groomsmen, especially when you're dealing with different shapes and sizes. Plus, you're going to have to pay for all the alterations that need to be done to those suits as well, which is an extra cost that you know, isn't included in the original price, and they can actually be really expensive.
I think that it almost got to as, for my wedding, I think it almost got to as expensive as the suit itself.
Yep, exactly. So that's the benefit of, you know, custom sizing, and that's what we do. You also get a dedicated wedding stylist, which you don't typically get in ready to wear. So someone who will work with you throughout the entire wedding process, and they'll actually be able to coordinate with all of our other showrooms around the country, so and actually around the world. So if you've got groomsmen in the UK, the US, we can help organize their sizing, ship it directly to them, ship it to the destination, ship it to the hotel to pick up. That's all doable within Institchu.
How important is fit in the list of priorities when you're thinking about your wedding suit?
Yeah, so I like to say that the fit of a suit trumps the fabric. So it's actually better to have a very kind of standard suit that fits you perfectly versus a loud, crazy fabric that doesn't. Because it's always going to look better when it fits you nicely, and that's the benefit of made to measure and custom tailoring, which is what we do, is that even for your basic fabrics, it's going to look amazing when it fits everyone perfectly. We've also got our perfect fit guarantee, which means, you know, any adjustments, alterations are included in the price. You will also have your garment remade free of charge if you want that. It just means you got the peace of mind, and we stand by it with all our orders, that you'll get the perfect fit every time.
Putting years down the track and you're looking at the photos on your mantle of your wedding day, you want to make sure that those photos are timeless and they've aged well. What are some of the guiding principles you can work into your decisions around your wedding tailoring to make sure that they don't age and date?
So when it comes to the wedding style or the theme, you know, obviously research, you know, places like Wedshed, Pinterest, things like that, trying to discover what speaks to you or what you think you like. It's an interesting one because everyone sees photos of maybe their parents or, you know, family friends and said, what on earth, why did they wear that? What were they thinking? And it's hard to predict because, you know, fashion trends change over time. Sticking to basics like, you know, black tie, is a great one to kind of...
It hasn't changed much at all, really.
No.
Sinatra still looks great.
Exactly. So there is those classic themes which will look good, but at the end of the day, you're still going to look great in a tuxedo, no matter what year it is. But again, that's part of the fun, like looking back at your photos and going, wow, Dad looked really nice in that suit. Great choice. Maybe I'll get something like that, or yeah.
Okay, 5 questions. Off the top of your head, band or a DJ?
DJ.
Tux or a 2-button suit?
Tux.
Photographer or videographer?
Both.
Can't choose both.
Why not?
First dance, improvised or choreographed?
Depends how good you are at dancing.
The best man speech, roast or sentimental?
Sentimental. So one of the other great benefits of made to measure is it essentially becomes, at least we're in Institchu, the same price, if not cheaper than an off the rack or hiring option, but you're getting exactly what you want, fabric of your choice. All the wedding party get to keep them, and you're getting all the alterations included. Plus it's a fun experience, coming in for the fitting, having some drinks with your friends, and being kind of guided by a dedicated wedding stylist. So one of the things about Institchu is we're actually set out to become an affordable made-to-measure offering, and so a lot of people expect the prices to be a lot higher than they are. We position ourselves as affordable luxury, so at the end of the day, it ends up being pretty much on par with hiring or a ready-to-wear suit.
Let's talk about a tuxedo or a dinner suit. One of the common things that we hear a lot is that guests are hesitant to spend on a tuxedo because they think they won't get much wear out of it. What would your advice be?
I get this a lot from friends and clients, and it's always the same. A lot of people don't think they need a tuxedo until it's too late, and then we get a call saying, "Hey, I've got a wedding next week. I need a tux. It's black tie." I think you underestimate how often it'll pop up in your life, whether it's weddings or events. So the good thing is once you invest in a good one, you can keep it for a long time. A lot of our parents probably still rocking, and probably shouldn't be, the same tuxedos that they had for a long time. It's definitely worth the investment. And the great thing with Institchu is, you can get a very affordable one, very high quality, and made to measure as well.